Lewis Hamilton has given Ferrari's 2026 F1 Challenger its on-track debut on Friday. Ferrari presented the SF26 in a short video reveal on Friday morning before seven-time world champion Hamilton got behind the wheel for the first time. Hamilton drove the first laps in Ferrari's brand new F1 car at the team's Fiorano test track. Ferrari are conducting an initial shakedown run as part of a 200 km filming day. The SF26 will then head to Barcelona for F1's collective shakedown test next week, which runs between 26th the 30th of January. Ferrari's 2026 car sports a sleek retro livery featuring more white alongside the Scuderia's classic red colour scheme. Hamilton is looking to put a hugely disappointing debut Ferrari campaign behind him as F1 enters a new era of regulations which could shake up the pecking order. The 41-year-old Briton failed to finish on a Grand Prix podium for the first time in his F1 career in 2025 and was comprehensively outperformed by teammate Charles Leclerc. Ferrari endured a dreadfully uncompetitive season and were winless as they slipped to fourth place in the Constructors' Championship. Hamilton braced for huge challenge. Hamilton hits the track in Ferrari's 2026 F1 car. Hamilton hits the track in Ferrari's 2026 F1 car. At Ferrari's launch, Hamilton said, "It will be an extremely important year from a technical perspective, with the driver playing a central role in energy management, understanding the new systems and contributing to the car's development. The 2026 season represents a huge challenge for everyone, probably the biggest regulation change I have experienced in my career. When a new era begins, everything revolves around development, growth as a team, and moving forward in the same direction." Leclerc said, "The 2026 regulations demand an even higher level of preparation, particularly for us drivers. There are many new systems to understand and optimize, which is why we have been heavily involved from the early stages of the project's development. Energy management and the power unit will be among the most significant aspects. A fascinating challenge which will require us drivers to adapt quickly, relying more on instinct to begin with, and then increasingly on precise data." On the other side, Ferrari unveiled their 2026 F1 Challenger during a shakedown in Italy this morning, but fans have all been concerned following a sudden on-track stoppage. The Italian outfit marked their reveal with an on-track debut for the SF26 on track, with Lewis Hamilton first behind the wheel in Fiorano. Following a disappointing 2025 campaign that saw Ferrari scoring 0 wins, the team will be looking to compete at the front once again this year. Lewis Hamilton, who notably struggled throughout his debut season with the Scuderia, will also be looking for a major step forward on his last season, which saw him fail to score a podium in any of the 24 Grand Prix. Hamilton was given the honour of taking out the SF26 for its first ever laps during a wet running in Fiorano, but fans were left scratching their heads when footage emerged of him suddenly stopping the car on track during the demonstration. What caused Lewis Hamilton to stop on track? While the event was not broadcast to the public, media and a number of fans were in attendance, which resulted in video footage emerging of Hamilton stopping the car on track online. Footage also circulated on social media showing mechanics running on track to then retrieve the car and return it to the garage. This naturally caused a lot of speculation online that Ferrari's new car had already run into issues during its very first run. Ferrari moved quickly to shut down the numerous claims circulating, however, with the team explaining that the car had not been stopped due to a mechanical issue. Instead, Hamilton had been told to stop on purpose due to a limitation on the amount of running the team was permitted to carry out. As this was a demo event purely to shake down the car, only 15 columns of running are permitted. Ferrari explained that Hamilton completed 2.5 laps and was instructed to stop the car to then allow teammate Charles Leclerc to drive the car for 2.5 laps in accordance with the limit. Martin Brundle has backed Ferrari's decision to change Lewis Hamilton's race engineer ahead of the 2026 F1 season. Seven-time world champion Hamilton endured a hugely disappointing debut campaign with Ferrari after completing a blockbuster switch from rivals Mercedes last winter. Hamilton failed to record a Grand Prix podium in an entire season for the first time in his legendary F1 career and was soundly beaten by teammate Charles Leclerc as Ferrari suffered a torrid winless season and slipped to fourth in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari confirmed last week that Riccardo ADAMI has been moved to a different role within the team, and that Hamilton would get a new race engineer for his second season in red. Former F1 driver turned Sky Sports commentator Brawn believes the switch was needed. "I'm surprised it probably didn't happen a bit earlier, really, judging by all the things that were going on last year," Brawn said. "Lewis needs to go there with a team so that at least they understand Lewis speak when he's inside the car, what it all means, and to interpret what Lewis really needs behind the wheel. Just listening to the radio and watching the performance, although they obviously put a varnish on it through last season, something needed to change." Does change heap pressure on Hamilton? Fellow Sky Sports F1 commentator David Croft reckons the change heaps pressure on Hamilton, who turned 41 earlier this month. "It has not come as a surprise whatsoever," Croft told the F1 show. "That wasn't a relationship that was going anywhere in a positive way. It's difficult, isn't it? You throw people together and hope that it works. Good companies, good managers, they find a way to integrate people into teams. Bad managers find a way not to integrate people properly, and sadly, in this respect, it didn't work out. But this heaps the pressure on Lewis. It really does. He is more than good enough to cope with that pressure. He's more than good enough to come through, and I hope will feel comforted by the fact he will have an engineer that he has a better relationship with. I'm pretty certain there's somebody already at Ferrari who will step into a new role and move up, and that Lewis will have known from years before. What do you think? Write your opinion in the comments below.